What's good, YouTube? Welcome to episode 2, Black Coffee on the Moon, Vaughn's View. And man, it's just been a crazy weekend. We lost Chadwick Boseman, Black Panther, T'Challa, King T'Challa. He's our king. Man, so I'm just very grateful for the brother. One of the first things I thought about outside of condolences to his friends and family, which I want to again give my condolences to. I did it online, and for whatever that's worth coming from me. First thing I thought about was, as a kid, like how would I respond as a child? And I think my biggest hero as a child, of course you have people like Allen Iverson and different people I looked up to, but Tupac was probably like the biggest. And when he died, that hit me to some degree, but I didn't really grasp it as much. And I wasn't that big of a fan of Tupac as I was after he passed. So as a kid, once Tupac passed, I became more entrenched in his music and really fell in love with who he was as a person, as an artist, as a poet, things like that, right? And so I started thinking, like, man, as a kid, how would I have handled it? And I probably would have took it really hard. So, man, for all of you who have children who are going through this passing, I know it's got to be difficult to explain to your kids. I have 2 kids. One is 11 and one is 1.5. And so, man, it's just been crazy. My 11-year-old, he's not really into comics like that. So it's not really, it's not going to hit him like it would hit some of your children. My 1.5-year-old, obviously he's a little too young to understand. And it's not like he watches the movies or the cartoon that they had on the Disney Channel or Disney XD. It's not nothing like that. But what he does have, when he was born, his mom and I got him a Black Panther. We got him as like a Beanie Baby version that's like smaller. This is like a bigger doll type size. And so, we designed his crib, decked it out, man, and he's loved this thing ever since. So he has a connection with this, not the actual character on TV or in the movie, right? And so, he loves to sing the little nursery rhymes and kid songs. And one of the songs that he loves to sing is head, shoulders, knees, and toes. So he'll make me, physically do the head, shoulders, knees, and you know what I'm saying? Like, he'll make me do all that stuff, right? And so now it's crazy because now Chadwick has passed. So like now even though this is just a doll, when you bring it up to me and you're like, yo, head, he signals for head, shoulders, knees, and toes. It's like, yo, it will, continuously remind me of our brother's passing. So, so that's crazy right there, in itself. But I don't have to explain really anything to my kids. So I don't even know what that's like for you all. And just as an adult, somebody who is a huge fan of Marvel, it's definitely hurtful. And just as a Black person in general who is a fan of Chadwick, I was a fan of Chadwick. I loved seeing him and stuff. Saw him in the Five Bloods. I think that's what it's called on Netflix, and just different things. Jackie Robinson is one of my favorite movies. And so, seeing him pass is just like, man, the cancer, it's like, man, F cancer. You know what I'm saying? This year has just been crazy. And so with the death of Kobe, Naya Rivera, who I watched as a child, I watched obviously Kobe as a child, Shad from WWE who drowned saving his son, so many countless others dealing with the Black lives that have been lost due to police brutality, dealing with the Black lives that have been just lost to just random gun violence or hatred in the communities, whatever it is, man. This has just been a crazy year for Black people. On top of, I didn't even get to COVID. I didn't even get to the pandemic and the quarantines and all the different stuff and having to wear masks everywhere we go, man. It's just really been a tough year mentally and emotionally, spiritually for Black people. And so I really don't know what to say. I really don't have too many words for this episode. I just wanted to share my thoughts. So like I said, man, I really don't have much to say, but I wanted to do this for episode 2 in honor of our brother. I mean, this man did, this man was grinding for 4 years doing these movies for Black folks, for our community, for the children. So, man, it's been a blessing to watch him, to see him from afar. So grateful for Denzel, all the people that poured into this man to get him where he was and where he is now as an icon in our society, in particular in Black society, but society as a whole, because all ethnicities are mourning this, but especially Black. I know people were talking about the movie, and I'm just like, well, whatever, going forward, Black Panther 2, like whatever people want to, whatever he would want us to do, or Disney to do. If he wanted them to go forward and choose another actor, then even though that would be crazy for them to do, because you might not want to cast somebody to play him for the next 10 to 20 years, you know what I'm saying? But if they want to do like where they honor him in the beginning of the movie, I think that could be dope. I think that would be nice. And then have the characters that were in the first movie to kind of see how they move on life after him and how they cope and deal with everything and still try to build Wakanda and protect Wakanda and things like that. So I think that would be dope. I don't know exactly how that would work, because technically you're supposed to have, you know, a king or whatever. Maybe they'll make his sister the Black Panther, which I know in one of the comics they did that, Shuri. That would be dope. So there's a lot of options that they can do, that they can mess around and play with. But I'm not even caring or thinking about that right now. The only reason I brought that up is because I seen it so much on my timeline that I was like, man, I seen people debating. It's like, bro, like, dude just died. Like, I'm not, like, really? But if Disney were to go ahead and recast, that would be one of their biggest mistakes that they could ever make. I don't think they're that stupid. But if they are that stupid, I will push the button and, you know, I'll address that. But other than that, man, I don't have much to say. You know, you look at life, you look at this year. I told somebody, I was like, you know, imagine whatever game you like, whether it's poker, chess, checkers, Xbox, PlayStation games, basketball, football, 2K, Madden, whatever you play, right? Imagine if whenever you play that game, the first time you lose or die in that game, you can never play that game. Like, that game is snatched from you. That's basically how life is. Like, basically we're here, you know, depending on your spiritual perspective and things like that. But everybody doesn't look at death as a loss, but to some degree it definitely feels like a loss, especially when you lose somebody you love or you admired, even when you've admired somebody like Chadwick from afar. So it's just been crazy to see it, to see what happened, man. I woke up this morning and still didn't believe it. I don't even really know what to say, man. But yeah, rest in peace, Chadwick, man. Much love to everybody to help get him where he was at. Much love to all you who are watching this channel. You could be doing anything, but you are here watching me, so I appreciate that. So I want to plug Janae White Enterprises. She does credit repair, but she does other things. She has a couple new cars that she rents to Black women, in particular, single Black women, and she's doing awesome. Y'all make sure y'all go out and support her. She's been doing great things in the community, and we need to see more of that from people. You know, we all have our part to play. Much love.